and welcome to another episode of Becoming Enchanted. I am Stacey Lee, your host, and I have my
How did I
wonderful
get in here?
co-host.
How did I get in this box?
I have a gnome. I have a gnome.
She caught the gnome.
I did. I caught you, but the gnome, the fairies are messing with me tonight, so I might need your help. We need to trade something to.
I don't need to trade nothing. I know where my vape's at.
I know I can't
I'm
find
just saying.
anything.
That just sounds like personal problem to me.
Well, I did. I'm like looking everywhere for it, and I'm like, but I think I was having camera issues, and it
You
was
haven't
sitting
hit
here.
it the whole time I've been watching backstage. So
I think Jason took it and thinking it was his.
Yeah. Guys, welcome to the show. The stuff we go through, just come talk to y'all.
Yeah, welcome to the shit show.
I got a chaos coordinator thing back there somewhere I'll bring out.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, how are you?
My script is I write a script every show for my little story, and I can't find it now, and it's lost.
Well, I don't write anything down, so
I'm a Virgo. I have to be organized.
I'm a Pisces.
I know. Well, I'm a Pisces moon. Open Paranormal, my team, Open Portal Paranormal, OPP. My team is on here. I'm now part of a paranormal team.
Me.
I know. I love it. It's OPP. I'm now part of a paranormal team, Brandon. You didn't there's so many changes in my life.
No, I knew that.
There was, sometimes when you get rid of the weight and the things that was blocking you, things just start doing this
Boy, that sounds really familiar. I wonder if that ever came out of my lips to your ears.
Yeah, but I had to be ready.
You had to be hard-headed and learn the damn hard way.
Yeah, I did. I'm a Virgo.
It's fine. Hello, Open Paranormal OPP.
OPP. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's Nicole on, but it could be Dave because we all have access to the page. So we are actually going to be in Waynesboro this weekend at the forget the name of the house, but it is it's Nicole. Nicole, what's the name of the house? Walnut Hill Manor. It's beautiful.
Are you sure?
I am sure. I've been there before.
What if it was a pecan farm? And then here you're like, it's Walmart. It's Walmart. God. Walnut. What is this pecan? Hey, see? That's why you don't have a vape right there. Look at it. Everybody look.
That is not the vape. I have been sick for 2 weeks. That's why we didn't have a podcast last week. And every once in a while, Walnut Hill Manor. See, I am right. So we'll be at Walnut Hill Manor.
I want everybody in the comments, I don't care if you're watching live or watching later, to hit stop vaping. # stop vaping in the comments. Thank you.
All right. I
need to quit smoking, but I'm not.
I know, right?
But vapes are so much worse.
But I gave up the smoking. I know. I actually got the flu. We actually had the flu. So this is that leftover.
Well, no, but yeah, like popcorn lung. Look it up. You can get that from vaping.
I have heard of that.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I wanted to talk about our little, because I always bring up a little urban legend, a little myth, something like that. So I was looking up the dark history of Thanksgiving. Obviously, we're at not quite Thanksgiving Eve. Thanksgiving Eve's tomorrow, but we're talking about like things that maybe are not so good. Like we're thankful on Thanksgiving. We spend time with family, but not everybody has that. So on Thanksgiving Day in 1902, near Geneva, New York, is it Geneva? I think that's how you say it. A southbound train approaching March Bridge. And there was a man standing in the tracks, and they looked up and they saw a white figure standing in the East Bridge, like frantically waving their arms. Alarmed, the engineers brought the train to a stop. Just as he did, another scream rang out, and the phantom figure vanished right before their eyes. The two men climbed down and searched the tracks. They were thinking they hit somebody, and then surrounding the area, they searched for any sign of the figure, but nothing. The tracks were clear. There was no sight of anyone anywhere. And as like they kept hearing this scream, and there's been these multiple stories of this Thanksgiving ghost that just kind of shows up. But I don't know, Brandon, if you watched the episode I had a few episodes ago, we were talking about the more of the psychological aspects of the white lady and things like that. But there it is kind of that nostalgia, and the grief. Like, it's not threatening, it's not malicious. It's almost like where grief and love
Well, it depends. Going back to the white lady, and no, unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it. I don't have much time now these days to just sit around and watch like I used to. I enjoy it, but I can't. But now, if you're talking about the lady in white, yeah, it'd be great if it was you. But if it was me, the whole psychology flips, because supposedly her husband was beating her, or insert.
It's almost
a
like bad omen for men
Yeah.
to see the white lady.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and obviously just bringing up that Thanksgiving, we have Thanksgiving, and we have the Day of Thanks, and historically what we're told about Thanksgiving, but there is also a darker side of that, like where in certain areas up north, there it is a day of mourning, because I'm treading lightly here because I don't want to get into the politics of Thanksgiving, but obviously I don't think history and history books and what we learned in school portray the actual
well, that's because the victor writes the rules. So
yeah. So, but anyway, our guest tonight, I'm very excited to have on. It's Gregory Fedora. He has his own podcast and multiple books that he writes. And again, my entire script with all of this stuff on it just disappeared. And that's just kind of how things go in my world. The fairies, I said, like, the fairies are messing with me.
That's right.
So he has some new books. But he has a podcast. I've been listening to him. We actually have done some research with him regarding like South Mountain magic and some of the urban legends and cryptid versus spiritual ghosts that are in the Hagerstown, Maryland area. And it's very interesting. He has a world of knowledge, done a lot of research himself. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Gregory on. Welcome, Gregory. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Welcome
on. Well, yes.
Sorry about last week. I was very sick. It just wasn't time. I'd have been coughing, even though I'm coughing now, but I'd have been coughing.
It's not as
even
bad,
more.
Right?
So. No, it's not as bad. It was a sickness though. It was 2 weeks.
Ew.
2 weeks long.
Will I catch it like right now? Are you contagious? Am I going to get anything?
Maybe if I blow him.
Yeah, I'm going to catch a computer virus. Go ahead. Dad joke.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually I'm trying to pull up these books right now. You have a brand new book that just came out with, and it has some really cool artwork on it. And that is regarding the Snallygaster, correct?
Yeah, that is.
Ooh, what is that? Book. I haven't heard of that.
Oh, so Brandon doesn't know what the Snallygaster is, and that's your friend who did the artwork, correct?
Yeah. So he did all the artwork inside. Christopher Battles, he's he was a Marine Corps combat artist. He's actually the artist in resident at the Marine Corps Museum. He actually has stuff hanging in the White House, the Pentagon, around different galleries around the country. He's far and above, should not have been doing the art for this book, but I've been a really good friend of his for a long time, and we've always tried to come up. We've always wanted to do something together, and he's just, like I said, he was very busy. Like, he traveled with the Marines and the Navy SEALs during Afghanistan, and he was there with a camera and art stuff and drawing while bullets are flying by his head, So I mean, it was crazy. And finally, when I did this book, I had finished writing it. I was like, I need good artwork, and so I contacted him just to ask if he knew, because he also teaches. And I go, do you have anyone who might be interested in illustrating? And he goes, man, I really want to illustrate a book. He goes, I'll do it. And I was like, okay. So he got on, but you don't know what the Snallygaster is.
I know.
Yeah.
So I'm not big in the cryptid side. I do more of the the paranormal, like, because I know they're real. Like, I grew up on the res. I know Bigfoot's real. So I don't,
So, well, I can do a brief, like, tell you what Snallygaster is, so then you can be up to date. All right.
Yeah.
So basically, the Snallygaster is the oldest, and I call him the oldest colonial cryptid, because obviously the Native Americans had Bigfoot and Thunderbirds and all that, but this was the oldest, and it beats the Jersey Devil by 5 years. So the first stories of Snallygaster were in 1730. The first Jersey Devil was 1735. So basically what it is German immigrants came over, and when they settled in the Frederick and Western Maryland area, and they brought a lot of their superstitions and beliefs with them. And one of them was this thing called the Schnellgeist, which means quick spirit. And so they believed that there's this creature, and it over time it morphed, but it was like this dragon-esque bird creature that lived on South Mountain, which is right by where I live. I live in the shadow of South Mountain, is what I say. I can look out my back door and there's South Mountain. And so they believe is there. And what's interesting is the Native Americans in this area also believed there was something on South Mountain. Like, besides it being haunted, they did believe there was some kind of monster type of thing there. So they did that. And so I think it kind of morphed together, and basically the Snallygaster, over time, it became this thing where it's this part reptile, part bird, has tentacles and has one eye, and it has a beak, but it also has razor sharp teeth. And so it's this crazy, weird amalgamation of a bunch of different horrible things that are fearful. But the cool thing with the Snallygaster, now
I'm getting
in my
a
book,
picture for you while you're talking.
So the cool thing, like in my book, what I did is I found like all the different stories I could find about it, and then a lot of times these stories were like little paragraphs. It was like like in the 1731 was just, it was spotted on South Mountain by this family. Right. So I just turned it into more of a narrative. So it was more of a folklore story. Like, I gave the people the names, and I gave like a story of what happened, because the family that saw it survived. So it's like, well, they survived it, so I got to have like what happened. They saw it, what happened when they saw it. But now one of the coolest stories.
I don't know whose artwork this is, so I'm not going to be able to
so that's one idea. Now,
okay.
Some artists do that. Like my artist, when I told him, because he was not into cryptids, and I said, I just gave him a description, and I just said it has tentacles, one eye, a beak, blah blah blah, and draw it how you think it would be. And so when he drew it, the tentacles came out of the neck, because he, in his mind, this thing would grab it and pull it. In his mind, like if it came out of its mouth, it would be very hard for it to use it as anything other,
Makes sense.
Yeah, he thought it would be something more defensive or attacking, not just for food.
Okay.
And so if it came out of the mouth, so that was just his rendering, and I actually liked it. I was like, that's really cool. That made it even more terrifying to me, because the tentacles coming out of the mouth always made it kind of feel silly. But
right,
it does. It feels silly with the tentacles out of the mouth.
Yeah, like one of his. I'll see if I can show you the picture that he came up with. But basically, I don't know if you can see it, but basically, it's like this terrifying bat thing.
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh,
there we go. Yep.
And it has tentacles there, and it's like attacking this little dude. And so,
sweet. I
mean,
he not for the dude.
That was it. But anyway,
not for the dude, right?
Yeah, not for the dude. But as far as you know, he survived. But now the cool thing with Snallygaster, like I said, in 1909, which is interesting. Like I want to do more research on this. In 1909, so many monster things happened in America. It was like America's monster renaissance.
It was.
I mean, you had like Van Meter Visitor, you had the Devil Monkey, you had all these different monsters like made this huge appearance in 1909. But the Snallygaster, what happened was there was 3 moonshiners who were up on South Mountain, and they disappeared.
Okay.
And it became a big deal. And so much so that it got reported in newspapers. And then it got reported that the snallygaster killed them. Well, at that time, you had Teddy Roosevelt over in Washington. He found out about it. And this is true. He wrote about it, that he and his son Kermit were going to come and hunt the snallygaster for killing Americans.
Okay.
So and Teddy Roosevelt, he also wrote about Bigfoot, but he called it, obviously the Wild Man, because that name Bigfoot came later, that name. But he also wrote about the Ozark Howler and a couple others. But he was really interested in these weird monsters. So he was planning to come get this thing.
Is it 1909 when the Jersey Devil came out?
Well, the Jersey Devil was 1735, but it did have another big renaissance. Like they all had this, surge again in 1909. Like they all did. And I don't know why. I don't know what was going on in 1909 that suddenly all these monsters just had a surge. So when he was about to come to South Mountain, they found the bodies of the three moonshiners. And the story is that their distillery had exploded, and that's what killed them. But now if you go with the fun folklore story, it is Teddy came and hunted down the snallygaster and hid all the evidence because America couldn't handle the idea of there being a dragon, in the mountains. So we'll just say they died by the distillery. So that's the more fun.
That makes
fun time.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it kind of sounds like, what was the old West picture with the old cowboys with the pterodactyl?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I wonder.
Yeah, that's been around a long time. I mean, also you had that. This isn't really a monster, but that UFO or whatever that.
I was just about to bring that up. Isn't that all around the same time, right?
Yeah, it was all around that same, like, early 1900s in, that town in Texas, and they had, there's a plaque there. I can't remember where it was, but, it's all in that same. So something was going on in the zeitgeist and in the atmosphere.
It was aliens.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about.
The aliens came and dropped them all off, they took them for a trip.
All the monsters and
brought them back.
Let them go. Yeah. But yeah, so snallygaster is my favorite because it also has an arch enemy, which is the Hexwolf Dwayyo.
Yeah. Which is in our area, my area.
Yeah, he comes all the way up to you guys. Mm-hmm. And then, but he and the snallygaster are bitter enemies.
What about the Snarly Yow with the snarly? Is there any stories?
Not really. They don't. As far as I can find, there's no interaction, but they both lived on South Mountain, and they both are up there.
Asking.
But I think the Snarly Yow is kind of like, it's more like a little dog, like not a little dog, but I mean it's not as a territorial, whereas like the Hexwolf Dwayyo was a hunting type thing.
Okay.
And the snallygaster was like a hunting predator thing, and I think the Snarly Yow was not necessarily a predator because there's not a whole lot of stories that I could find where the Snarly Yow actually attacked or killed people. It seems to scare them and run them off and then vanish or make you go off the road. Whereas the Hexwolf and / Dwayyo and the snallygaster, they seem to hunt people down. Okay. And they seem to be predators. Whereas the Snarly Yow, I guess it would be a predator, but it doesn't seem like the stories I found.
That was more of a protector, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem. So I think if they did interact, it was more like, hey, whatever. You do you. And I think the Snarly Yow is more of a ghost type figure, so I don't know that the other two could really do anything to it because it kind of is a phantom dog where it kind of shows up and disappears. So I think even if they did run into it, they'd be like, I can't hurt that. And so it just vanishes.
He's on a different level than they are.
Yeah, he's a whole different thing.
And
he has a nice store down in West Virginia. Oh wait, no, it's a different Snarly Yow.
Well, he also has a store in if you're talking about Dave.
Yeah,
he has a store in Pennsylvania too.
Oh, does he? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know he had one. I knew he in West Virginia. I didn't know he had.
Yeah, we have the Cryptid Collection.
You want to talk about beard envy? I'm going to tell you, beard envy. I got a lot of envy for that beard today.
Oh, that's right. You did get to meet Snarly, didn't you?
Yeah, we had dinner together.
Yeah, and we all had dinner together.
We all had dinner together,
Yeah, he's got a good beard.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Jason's the same way. He's like freaking awesome beard. Like now he's trying to use the beard oil to get the beard even more awesome. I just texted him actually, and I said, "Come on!" And I sent him the link, and he's like, "Give me a few. Just got home. Bad traffic." So he might pop in,
Ooh, nice.
which would be awesome if he does.
That'd be cool.
We're trying to get him used to the whole getting on podcast things, and
Yeah, he's kind of it's funny. He's kind of a shy back
right
in the background kind of guy.
Yep.
But he does all these cool events, and then he likes to like kind of sit back and you know, and he always seems to disappear whenever Bigfoot arrives. And I've
never seen them together in the same room.
Yeah,
I have not either.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when I met you, like obviously we've talked a little bit about our team doing some research in the South Mountain area related to the snarly yowl and some of the like connecting it cryptid and paranormal and well, I hate to say because cryptids are paranormal, but cryptid and paranormal together, kind of like the blending of the two, because Snarly is a phantom dog. And you have a wealth of knowledge about that stuff in South Mountain. And I have been fascinated with German folk magic for a very, very long time. So when I started listening to your podcast and started talking about those things, like it's amazing. How did you, I guess you're in the South Mountain there.
Yeah.
So how did you get into like studying that?
It's actually kind of funny. Like, so I wasn't born and raised here. I was originally from Ohio, and then I left and I lived down in Florida, and that's where I met my wife, who was born and raised here. And so, but I've always liked folklore and all that stuff. And when we moved here, like, and we bought this house, and I was in my mind, because I like to write, had this idea for kind of a funny monster folklore story. So I was just inadvertently was like writing out, and it had to do with Bigfoot and stuff. And I eventually did kind of write the book, but it's called Sasquatch and Me. But I had this idea, and as I was researching, I came across I was like typed in something about monsters in Maryland, and it like the snarly owl, a few, you know, you had goat man, all these other, but like the ones that it popped out in my mind is like the snarly owl, the dueo, and the snallygaster, because they were all in South Mountain. And I was like, I'm right by South Mountain. This is insane. So I asked my wife about it, and she's like, she'd never heard of it. And I asked her family about it. They'd never heard of it.
Really?
And they had been born and raised in Maryland. So I talked to some other friends. I was
born and raised in Maryland too, just by the way. I gotta tell you that.
Nice. Did you know about them?
I did not. We talked about the goat man and dog man. I was over at Chesapeake Bay. I grew up in Chesapeake Bay.
But I mean, so that's an excuse. So, you know, but like these were people who were born and raised in this area, and they had never heard of it. And I was like, that's crazy. How do you not? And so I just started reading and research. And then as I started reading, then all of a sudden I came across this guy, Michael Zittel, and he's the Wizard of South Mountain. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? You have like 4 things on this mountain.
It's like things just started to all come together.
Yeah, and I was like, this is insane. And then I started researching Michael Zittel and Madeline Dahlgren, and I was like, this is wild. And I was like, what is this all about? And as I researched it, then I realized that Michael Zittel was doing like spells or hexes or whatever you want to call it to protect farms from the dueo and the snallygaster and snarly owl. So he was doing those things, but
so
then
he's protecting from these things.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I mean. That depends who you talk to. Like some say that's what he was doing, and he was a healer, and he was, you know, did these kind of things. Then you get Madeline Dahlgren, who did not like him or the Zittel family or the people on. She really didn't like the people who lived on South Mountain at all. Like if you read her book, which is South Mountain Magic,
I'm in the process of reading it now. Yes.
Like, so she has, you know, she tells a lot of the stories, which is cool, but at the same,
she was like uber Catholic.
Yeah, she was. And she actually built a Catholic church on her property. It's still there. They call it, like, people call it Dahlgren Chapel, but I think it's also called St. Joseph's Catholic Church, but they don't really do any services there, as far as I know. It's still consecrated, but it's not.
And she
really
was
in use.
buried there.
Yeah, she at one point she was buried there, and then they moved her body because some vandals had broken into the crypt. And as far as I know, they didn't really desecrate the graves or anything, but I just know they broke into it. And so they moved her body, and I think her husband was in there and someone else. I don't know if it was kids or who, but there's some other family member in the crypt, but they moved them somewhere else. I'm not sure where they got moved to. Just like Michael Zittel was originally buried in the Zittel Cemetery.
And where we went to.
Yeah, we went there. And then he got moved to the Boonesboro Cemetery to be where his daughter and her husband were buried. And so
I'm just going to real quick, because we're talking about we did end up going before we met up with you that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We went out to the chapel. So this is the chapel.
Yeah, Dahlgren or St. Joseph's.
I think it's actually, it says
Dahlgren.
Yeah, the Dahlgren Chapel.
Yeah, they call it the Dahlgren, but it's like originally it was consecrated as St. Joseph's or something like that, I think.
Because it can't be consecrated as the Dahlgren.
Dahlgren Chapel. Yeah.
Chapel.
But
and
it's
that's
really
the video. Hold on, because there's probably farts in there.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
It's really cool on the inside too.
I didn't get to go. We didn't get to go on the inside.
Yeah, they very rarely open it. So.
Yeah. So that is the chapel that we went to. So she had a very negative view, and I don't know. I've been listening to so many podcasts lately and doing so much research on Zittel and Dahlgren and that area. Was it your podcast I listened to where there was a lady in Lancaster? The Hex. No, maybe that was somebody else.
No, it wasn't that. Yeah.
There is a lady in there was a lady in Lancaster around the same time period. I forget, but because I think that's where they say a lot of this, the South or the German folk magic stems from is Lancaster. And there seems like there's some relation there, and we're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, they're all somehow related, because they all practice the same.
Jason says St. Joseph Chapel of the Sacred Hearts.
Yeah. So they're all related somehow. I mean, they all practice the same witchcraft, or not witchcraft, but I'm going to call it the wrong thing.
Like what? What do you call it?
It's because it's not witchcraft.
It's folk magic.
That's what we call it down here. It's folk magic.
Yeah, it's folk magic, but it had a specific name, and it totally just blanked out of my head. It's in my book, and I quote some of the, but it was a mix of Catholicism, but also their ancient Germanic beliefs.
Right.
So
it's
kind of like old school Santeria.
Yes, it was very similar to Santeria.
Yeah.
And the word hex itself wasn't a bad word.
Right. Well, exactly. Like a lot of times, like when you hear someone hex this or that, we have this bad connotation. But back then, it didn't mean it just meant you were putting a spell or asking for protection. Yeah. You were doing something. And it could have been good, or hex was either good or bad, depending on what you were doing. So he would do hexes on farms to protect them, but he would also do hexes on people to screw them over, give them,
right.
And because it depended, what they were after.
Yeah.
And now the thing with him, he, for the most part, seemed to not take money for what he was doing, and that was his thing. He was and this is where it's kind of funny. He was adamant about his belief that you should not take money for doing your services.
Right.
And and by trade he made shingles, and that was his work. Well, as he got older, he was running into some financial trouble, and that's when he published his book, which was all his spells. And then, true to what he had always said, he ended up in further destitute. You would think he would have made a lot of money, but it went the wrong way, and he ended up, even worse off by doing that. And the funny part is, Madeline Dahlgren, in her book, kind of was mad, like said, see, he's all about the money, yada yada, and you should never do it. Hey, Snarly's here.
I know Starly's in the house.
Hey, Gregory, Brandon,
Hey,
What's
Stacy.
up?
There
I'm here.
is the Snarly. There is the Snarly right there. That's the
See?
cryptid creature of the woods.
Yeah, and we'll see if he vanishes. And
Yeah,
after he
probably.
scares us,
Bigfoot shows up. Yeah,
yeah, because they won't be in the same room.
I've
The
never
Snarly
seen him.
Yowl, yeah, Snarly Yowl and Bigfoot are never in the same room.
Right.
Same
So we're
time.
saying, why is Starly Yowl and Bigfoot never in the same room?
I've never seen them in the same room, same
Yeah.
time.
Every event I've
Bigfoot
been
don't
to,
like
I
me.
see you, and then you're gone, and then Bigfoot
Yeah.
shows up, and then when
I
he
know.
leaves, you come back.
Yeah, everybody
there's one
says that
time
Bigfoot was
Chewbacca-
there, and I never get to meet him.
Ever.
And I
Same
got a
thing
good,
happened.
I got a good picture of him, and he wasn't blurry. So I mean, that was like, that's
Yeah.
another.
Can't see
Yeah.
me.
Oh, John Cena.
So
See, I had the same thing happen last weekend. Krampus was there, and I didn't get to see him either.
dang it.
So I
That's
just want to
great.
show, now that we have Snarly on here, I'm going to share this screen again of the picture of Snarly Yowl that we found in, and I forget the place, so you guys can help me in the name of this place. It's in Boonesboro.
Boonesboro Museum.
Is it yeah. There's like one of the first pictures of Snarly
Oh, yeah.
Yowl,
Yeah,
hand drawn. Yeah, the look
there he is.
on Snarly's face when we saw this, it was like, oh my goodness. It was like a kid in a candy shop.
I see
Yeah.
the resemblance. I mean,
Yeah.
on the probably on the maternal side.
Maternal. Yes.
Yeah.
Dave, you don't know Brandon? You
Yes.
remember? Oh, yes, you do know Brandon. Never mind. You
Yeah, I
guys
know
met.
Brandon.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
we've actually been on a show together before.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's elusive. I'm assuming, Dave, since you're here and Jason's in the living room, this is Nicole talking on our page.
Nice.
Susan says, "Hi, y'all.
Hello.
Happy
Hi,
Tuesday."
Hello.
So yeah, so I'm glad you got to come on, Dave. I don't know how much I want to talk about, but we were just talking about the folk magic, the German folk magic, and kind of a little bit of the research we're doing. But Gregory has so much, like listening to your whole podcast about Dahlgren, her book.
Mhm.
Like that was the thing that kind of got me, and the stuff that you like really were into it.
Yeah, she well, she fascinated me for a couple of reasons. Like one, she was fascinated with South Mountain and the stories, but she also, like you said, she didn't seem to like the people of South Mountain, and she didn't like the stuff that was going on. But at the same time, she was fascinated by it. And the one thing I thought was funny is like she like kind of poo-pooed Mr. Zittel for selling his magic and writing down the books. But in her book, she quotes part of his book. And so I always was kind of like, well, that's kind of hypocritical. You're mad at him for writing the book, but then you quote his own book in your book.
It seems like that's what I wanted to ask you about, because she seems super fascinated, because I'm reading the book now too. Super fascinated with all this stuff, but at the same time,
yeah, there's like a disdain for it.
But is it
it's like so weird?
I grew up Catholic, so I get it. Like, was it her values of being a Catholic, and
I don't know,
or is it all a gimmick and a scheme? Like she was just like, this is going to make me money, so I'm going to write this book.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do think she actually was fascinated with the area, and like, because she did love that area. I mean, she built her home there, and then she built that chapel there. So I feel she loved the area and she loved the stories, but I also think she, like I said, she was Catholic, so she didn't see what he did as there could be a good side to it. I think her thing was anything spiritual that was not associated with the church was definitely dark magic. So she kind of assumed everything he did was dark magic. And I don't think he felt that way. And I don't think that he was that way. Whether you believe like it's you can have white or dark magic. That
Mhm.
I'm not going to argue that point. I'm just saying, I don't think in his mind he was only doing dark magic. I think he probably did do some, but I think he also was like, I'm doing good, and it's I'm helping people for what they ask. And
Yeah.
so some people may have asked for some bad things, and maybe he did it. But I think he, for the most part, he seemed like everything I could find, he seemed to do pretty good things. The only thing he did wrong was printing up his book and selling it. And that seemed to be
And that was a big
his
no-no
down.
in
And that
that
was his
case.
own no-no. That was the weird thing is
Right.
like I don't know if that's in every like folklore magic you're not supposed to make money off it. He just really believed you were.
Well,
Like I don't know if other
yeah.
wizards or folklore
So
people felt the same way. So it may have just been an
that's
oath he
still
made
a
to
thing
himself.
nowadays. Modern.
Is
I'm
it?
going to bring Brandon. You know that. Like we deal with that too. Brandon, you don't normally charge for your services. Brandon's a shaman. He does healings. I go back and forth. Like I don't charge for a lot of my things because it is more of a gift that we think we're given, and we're bringing that over to them. But then, of course, we want to do these events. We need to go help, so we need to charge money to pay for the events. But so, Brandon, what are your thoughts on that? Like, and I think that's another reason why I brought you on, because that was her big thing about not charging and not making money off of what we do as healers. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, there's two schools of thought on that. One could be you're gonna listen to whatever your teacher said, and if they're that way, then okay. There's no set. But I just choose not to. That's just my thing. Like my whole family. I mean, my great grandma, she didn't charge, and I was lucky enough to know her. She didn't charge for anything. My grandma didn't charge for anything, so I mean, I was given the gift freely,
Mm-hmm.
so I in turn give it away freely. I mean, I do expect like tobacco or something. There needs to be some type of spiritual exchange, but it doesn't have to be money
Or a really comfortable bed.
or a really comfortable bed. Yeah, or whatever. But I don't charge money even when I go to these paracons. Like I charge just enough to break even.
That's kind of what I do. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I like seeing everybody, and two, I mean, nobody's made of money. You're not gonna
Yeah.
get rich doing cryptids and ghosties.
Oh, where was mine?
But
The elusive vape. We found it
next to your purse on your craft desk.
somewhere. Somehow it ended up out there.
what?
Yeah.
See, I didn't do it.
You didn't do it. Yes, you did. You moved it from here out there. So
But
I
I mean, I don't see. I probably needed to quantify that. Not that I see anything wrong with people charging like it for Reiki or whatnot. I mean, if that's how you feed your family, that's how you feed your family.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, I don't have a problem with it, but I just don't do it. That's just not something I practice. But I'm not saying there's a right and wrong way at all. It's just something that I've done. My family's done. We don't charge. So.
Yeah, I think for him it may have been because he kind of made it his oath or made it his thing that he would not charge.
Well, I think it's also part of that dogma of what he.
Yeah, and then when the hard times came, he broke his own oath, and I think that was kind of like self-fulfilling, because like he had always been very adamant about not, and then he did. And so I think a lot of times, like if we have even just in Ray, like I will never do this, and then you do it, and then you just inadvertently life just goes off the rails because, and it may have been like, oh, the thing you said you'd never do wasn't that big a deal, but then all of a sudden, it just because you had been so adamant, you just
Well, could you put all that energy into just not doing that? That once you break it, it's the beginning of the end. Like, okay, you broke your word to yourself. And that's devastating.
And I found it fascinating, like his book that he did. I think it's A Friend in Need is what,
Friend it. Yeah, I actually have it up in the Google
and
Photos.
so he wrote it, or like the story is he got it. It was in Spanish, and like the story. Yeah. There's a whole story behind it. He got it, and this is where it gets really fascinating and crazy. He claimed that it came from Jerusalem, but it was written in Spanish, and then he translated it into German. And like when you'll see it in, I think it's in Dahlgren's book, she talks about it. And so I don't know, like that's where I heard this story. I think it was in South Mountain Magic, and then translates it into German, and then from German he translates it into English, and then that's where he sells it. And there's only one copy, and
it's right here.
Yeah, we got to see it's in the Boonesboro Museum, which is like crazy that they have it. And it was and how they found it, it was in some lady's drawer or something.
Oh, wow.
And it just happened. It happened like their grandmother died, and they're going through and they found this book. And it's like, what is this? And it's like the only one that existed that's left of the English version of his book. And nobody knows where the German one is. I kind of feel like it may have been buried with him.
Probably.
So it may be in the ground of Boonesboro in a box.
Because that would have been his grimoire.
Yeah. So I think that it's probably still with him.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Snarly, what do you think about all that? Like that, what he's saying about Dahlgren and not agreeing with Ziddle charging? Like, I know we've talked about that a little bit.
I wanted to ask Gregory, she had a different status, like a financial status. She was above everybody else up there. Would that have played a part in how she looked upon Ziddlestown and the Ziddles and all the people around South Mountain?
I think it did. Like, I mean, that's just like, that's kind of almost a natural human thing. Like, and I think she did. She was wealthy, like, obviously. Like, if you see her house and the fact that she was able to build a chapel and the house she lived in was pretty. And so, and we kind of do that naturally as humans. Like, if we see somebody, like you see that person on the side of the road with the sign, we like, whether you should or not, you have a thing. It's like, if I give them money, they're going to use it on drugs.
Exactly.
It's like you immediately have that. So she had this, I know she had this because she writes about in her book that they were uneducated and simple folk. And so she had, like, I don't know how much interaction she had with them other than she may have saw them. She may have had a little bit, but I do know that she was alive at the same time he was alive. So I know she had to, because South Mountain's not that big. And where she lived and where his house was is less than a mile apart. So at some point she had to see him walk around South Mountain. Because she was up there and he died in I think it's 1877.
77, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
50 years to the exact day the Washington Monument was built.
Yeah, exactly.
And your girlfriend showed up, Snarly. She must have heard you.
Yes, there she is.
And then, interesting, like, he died on the same day. His daughter died on the same day, I think 30 years later. So they both died on the same day.
I just want to address this comment. Susan came in. She came in late when we were discussing. Right now we're talking about Dahlgren. What is her first name again?
South Mountain. Madeline Dahlgren.
It's called South Mountain
Magic.
Magic by Madeline Dahlgren. Susan, it's a very and she talks about German folk magic and all that, like that kind of magic, and it's very similar to voodoo in the way that where it takes Catholicism and some of the local legends, like the basis of it, the roots of it is it takes multiple different theories of thought and beliefs of thought kind of together, but it has a Catholic almost background to it, if I'm correct in what I'm reading.
Yeah, it's real similar like to that in Santeria, but it's like a German-based one.
A German-based, yes.
I'm trying to think. I just want to find out what was the name of it, because they called it something. They didn't just call it like folk magic had a specific thing,
Yes, it had a weird
And-
name.
and I
And
have
know
it. In,
they were called grimoires. It's
Yeah, his
powwow.
book-
There was powwow.
powwowing.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're from the area where it started. Like we have powwows all around us all the time.
Yeah.
We'll have to take you to a powwow sometime, Snarly.
Yes.
How come I couldn't think of that? And I was just danced in a powwow like last month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I give up.
So yeah, it's actually in my book too. I mentioned powwowing.
Yeah.
It's in my book too.
But it's a different kind
Everybody's
of powwow. It's not your traditional
It's
Native,
not Native
American
powwow.
powwow, but
No,
there's roots in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I do have a story about Michael Zittle in my book, him facing off against the Snallygaster, which is just based on the idea that that was one of the things he did was perform hexes to protect. So I kind of told a story of him taking on the Snallygaster to save a little girl. So I made him a hero in my book because
it's kind of like your book is fiction based on true story, correct?
Yeah.
Correct?
And I thought like Madeline trashed him enough that, you know what, I'm going to make him a hero in my book. So
I like that.
So I wonder, like, how close in age were the two, Madeline and Zittle?
Hold on, let's pull out the spreadsheet. We'll let you know. Jason's got it all on a spreadsheet.
Pull up the timeline.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I think she was probably, I want to say she was like 30 years younger than him. I want to say that. I'm not exactly sure if she was, but I know that they lived in the same area.
I wonder if all the animosity came from if he trained her and then
where's the that's really small. I don't think I see that.
Like
that's really hard to read.
He was born in like 1794.
Yeah, 1794, died in 1877. I cannot remember hers.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh,
so he was born in
Dahlgren?
1794.
Madeline.
Yeah,
Dahlgren.
he was born in 1794.
What? Don't show
Yeah.
what?
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, she was born in 1835.
1835.
And she died in 1892. There's another person in here that I haven't added that I think might be kind of weird, but this is
Barbara
a total
Fisher.
Barbara Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara Fisher was born I think 12 years after Michael Zittle, died 11 years almost to the day of Michael Zittle, which would fall into Dahlgren being in her 20s.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When what podcast or book do we read that out of? We were talking about Hex and Frau.
The old diaries of the one lady.
That's what it was.
And then Hex and Frau, Barbara Fisher. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to find a link to, because I heard that the actual Friend in Need was the German version was found in the South Mountain Inn basement. I read it somewhere. I was trying to find it, the article I found, but I couldn't find it like off the fly here. So I was trying to link like what if, because they're both very similar, like Zittle and Fisher, like in what they did and everything. And she was big into making money off of hexing.
Yeah.
So.
Got it.
So
she's part of the reason why we have a law in Pennsylvania today of whatever the can't do tarot, can't do fortune telling, fortune telling law. Yeah. She is the first lady that kind of brought that law into place.
Oh, nice.
So
interesting and awesome visual because that helped.
Yeah. This is my spreadsheet man. He's the researcher.
Yes.
He's the historian, I guess we could say.
He's found out more stuff in just a couple of days than I found out in 2 years.
I like microfishes.
Microfishes?
Yeah, microfishes.
You like to go microfishing?
He said he's subscribed to newspapers.com, and that's what he does. He's like, literally, he calls it zittling now. This is the term. It's not researching.
I'm sorry, babe, I'm zittling.
He's zittling.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously we're looking into that. We're trying to like get some more information on the it just fascinates me that the powwowing, the German magic, the German folk magic, but it really relates to kind of what you do, Brandon, with the Appalachian folk magic.
It has a ton to do with it because we got German settlers here too, so we've got the mix of the German and the Scottish and the Irish all mixed up, and so yeah, it's huge down here, and I'm in South Carolina, so I live in the Appalachians, right in the Blue Ridge area. But yeah, it's prevalent here too.
Yeah,
and some of the German restaurants I've ever been to are like right up the road. So
yeah, and you see like all of these monsters are really off of the Appalachian Trail, and he's like, if you follow the Appalachian Trail and you would like map the monsters, they're all along that.
Yeah, they're all hanging out there.
We got a bunch in South Carolina. We got Lizard Man, and
then you have a Wampus Cat.
And then the great Bigfoot battle of 1855 with the Choctaw.
Oh yeah, you guys, you guys got some cool stuff down there. And then,
but I enjoy it. I remember the news on TV, the 12 o'clock or the 10 o'clock news showing when the guy in the 80s got in a fight with the Lizard Man. The Lizard Man scratched inside his car.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching that. Like it's common here, so that's fun though.
Yeah,
I like cryptids and folklore. That's just not where I get to spend most of my time, but it's fascinating.
It is.
Yeah, it's.
Gregory, what is your why? Why did you get into this? Did you have an experience with cryptids or?
Not. I never I love going to the woods and stuff. But for me, I remember. I don't know if you guys remember. It's like back in my day, like they used to have like book drives or whatever at the school.
Yep.
Book it.
Yeah. Yeah, you would go in and you
get a free pizza.
Yeah, and you could buy a book, and
there was a Lamborghini poster.
Oh, the book fair.
Book fair. That's it. Yeah, the book fair. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if they still do them, but I just remember
they do. I work at a school. Yep.
Okay, the Scholastic Book Fair.
Yep.
And I remember going to it, and there was a book there, and on the cover, and I can remember the cover, and I cannot find it. I've been looking for it. It had Bigfoot, it had Loch Ness, and a UFO on the cover, and I remember, and I bought that book, and I mean, it was so cool to me, and it didn't have any pictures in it. It just had a lot of stories, and so that started piquing my interest. And then I was like really into Bigfoot and Loch Ness, and then as I got older, I started reading other folklore. I was like, what are all these? Like all these other crazy creatures that are out there. Like you hear these stories, and then you had like the just all around like the Wampus Cat, and then you had like the Lizard Man, then the Mothman, and you had all these other creatures. And I was like, that's crazy. That's really cool. And then down in Florida, I lived in St. Augustine for a while, and that's one of the most haunted cities in the country.
Oh, my heart is there. It's St. Augustine. I love that place.
And there I had seen some like supernatural, ghosty, paranormal things, not so much like monster things, but like at the old lighthouse and at the fort there and at the cemetery, and there's a lot of. Like, I don't think there's a house in downtown St. Augustine that is not haunted.
Exactly. 100%. Did you drink? I have a question, though. Did you drink the Fountain of Youth?
Yeah, I did.
I drank from the Fountain of Youth. And look at all the good it freaking did.
I know. You're 19, right? And
I just turned 12.
Nicole, Starley, whoever's watching from our team, we need to go book the lighthouse and go to St. Augustine for a week.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, I lived there for a while.
I did the investigation there. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens down there, but I was never as pulled into the paranormal. That always wigged me out, the ghost stuff. My best friend Chip, he goes to all these haunted. Like he will go to before they tore down Bobby Mackey's. He went there. He went to all of them. And what he likes to do is he's kind of similar to me. He likes to research them, get the whole story. And a lot of them, like, he's debunked what you've seen on TV. And and where he's really into that, I always got into like the folklore and the monster stories, because I'm always like somebody came across something,
right?
And I just found them fascinating, and I don't know why. I just want to know why and what they're seeing and what caused it. I mean, this is a little bit off, but like one of my favorite stories is the Murphyville Mud Monster.
Yep.
And the reason I love that story is the first two people who reported it went to the cops and told the cops everything they saw. And the thing that made it funny to me was this couple were hooking up in a car in a park, and they were both married to other people.
Uh-huh.
But whatever they saw freaked them out so much, they went to the cops and told them what they were doing and what had happened, which led to them getting divorced. So something so wiggity whacked happened that they admitted to infidelity.
Yeah.
And so they ran into something.
So I'm going to go on my psychological spread there. I don't mean to interrupt you, but like, to me, when I hear that, because these monsters definitely have a psychological aspect, an archetype to it, like of each one has a certain meaning in our own psyche. So I wonder if, like, are these monsters presented to us at a time of need, or a time that we either need to expose ourselves or we need to do something? Like, those who have had these experiences usually have something going on in their life when they see these monsters. So that when you just said that, I'm like, well, maybe this monster came to them to expose them in a certain way, to do the right thing.
Well, I mean, technically, we are the monsters.
We are.
And there's also, there are some, like, I've read some different theories on, like, for instance, like, why you can never get a good shot of Bigfoot or any of these monsters is that some people believe they're on a different plane, like physical plane, and they come in, they interdimensional, and they come out, and the best way to explain it, I don't know if you've seen the movie Into the Spider-Verse. It's an anime, and it actually does a great job of explaining it. But into it is just me being a comic book geek. Into the Spider-Verse,
I've seen it. I like.
Yeah. So there's all these different versions of Spider-Man.
Into the Spider-Verse. I need to figure this out because I don't watch it.
All these different versions of Spider-Man come together, but they're from different worlds or different universes, so their physical bodies are attuned to a different frequency.
Yeah.
And so every now and then they get, like, one of them, they'll be like, and they freak out and they come out of focus and they're weird. But then they keep going and they're fine. And so a theory that I've heard was that's what these cryptids are from a different plane, and they come into ours. And then when we see them and we try to photograph them, our cameras can't catch them at the same wavelength. So they come across blurry. So everyone's like, well, we have all this technology now. Why can't we get well, they're coming from a different thing, and our focal length, it's kind of like if you see a helicopter and you get your camera out, and if you get it at the right speed on your camera, it looks like the blades are standing still and this thing's just floating.
Yeah.
And then, so we're not on the right focal length or the right speed.
Yeah.
So we
it's
can't
the same
catch
thing
them.
as like filming. If you're filming a 60 hertz, like a bulb at 30 frames per second, it looks like it's blinking.
Yeah.
Is that why we don't see Snarly and Bigfoot in the same room?
Maybe.
I would venture yes.
Yeah.
On the maternal.
They have the same stature, though. It's crazy.
So I wonder if, like, Snarly's on our one plane, and then we go into a different dimension, and it turns into a different.
You're thinking too hard. Your head's gonna hurt, and your eyes will bleed.
I know.
I have reached my heart out, unfortunately, guys. I know
you said you had to get off at 9. Thank you, Brandon, for coming on. Give a little. And we didn't. I wanted to like
Brandon, it was
highlight
nice
this earlier.
meeting you.
It was good to
Brandon
meet
is
you.
a
I want to
Marine
talk to you
as
about
well.
your buddy because I was in the Marine Corps too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
I
well.
also do veteran podcasting on a completely different thing, and I'd love to interview him. But
Oh yeah, he's a hoot. He's a
Yes.
riot.
So
much
you
fun.
guys hook up, connect. Gregory's not on Facebook, so it's more of an Instagram. I
Yeah.
think you're more on Instagram.
Yeah.
But
I'll get
yeah,
a hold of
Brandon, plug your stuff, plug
Yeah.
away, and then you can.
I really don't have anything to plug other than I will be at the first ever Paracon in the French Quarter.
I'm trying to get there. I'm
New
talking to them.
Orleans. I will be speaking at the New Orleans Paracon August 31st through September 2nd.
I might be there as well.
Tons of hunts that we're doing voodoo houses. We're doing all kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
And the cheapest ticket's $300, and that includes a room. You're not going to get a room for 3 days in New Orleans for $300. So I mean, definitely check it out. And my big announcement, because I haven't done podcasting in 3.5, almost 4 years. So stay tuned.
There it is.
December 7th.
I've been talking to them.
And keep an eye on my page.
December 7th. I know what day that is.
There's going to be a brand new podcast coming out with yours truly.
Is it going to be related to military or?
No, this will be paranormal.
Because you know what day that is.
What day?
December 7th.
No, it's the day.
The day that lives in infamy.
Well, no, that day will ruin the paranormal world because I'm coming back and I got a co-host and it's just going to be horrible.
Oh, I love it.
It's going to be wonderful. My co-host will be Jennifer Talley. That's all I'm going to say at this time. So,
I'm excited.
Thank you guys so much. Gregory,
thank you, Brandon.
It was great.
See you, Brandon.
See you, Starlet. We'll take care.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh, and he's gone.
And then he's gone. And that's
he
how
broke
Brandon
out of
works.
His box.
He comes and he goes. He really does. So before he had to leave, we were talking about. Yeah. See, that's where my mind goes because
I think like the last thing we were actually talking about was the Mudman guy.
Oh, the interdimensional. The interdimensional. And I like how Rachel, the glitch in the matrix comment. Like that's kind of how it is. Maybe it's like a glitch in the matrix where it's just like Snarly's here, and then Bigfoot's there, but they can't be in this plane at the same time.
It's like
it's like.
And the dude's
Snarly just don't like planes.
Yeah, there you go. But see, the interdimensional thing would also explain the snarly owl, which shows up and then vanishes. Like, like it comes and goes, and nobody knows how or why.
Yeah, that's that crossover
theory on Bigfoot too. Is the interdimensional Bigfoot?
Yeah,
because he's there and he disappears so quick, and then he's gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's fascinating.
It is. And see, I've done paranormal for many years, but always have had this heart for cryptids, and it's my own experiences in with seeing a Bigfoot.
You saw a Bigfoot?
Not saw a Bigfoot. Had experiences.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was
where
like,
I thought was Bigfoot.
You didn't tell me this.
And it's just so much deeper. Like we don't have any answers. We don't have the research. We don't we don't have the evidence. Like we have a lot of speculations with all of these monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a lot. There's a lot of different speculation stuff. Like, and for me, and that's what makes it fun. It's like trying to find it all, and put it all together, and then I like to write about it. And
I like the stories. It's about
I like the story, and that's the other thing. Is like I said, like with that first book that I got, and I can't remember the name of it, but at the book fair,
Jason was trying to look it up. He couldn't find it.
Yeah, I can't find it. Like I can remember the cover, but I can't remember what it was called.
Well, we're similar age, and I think I remember seeing that when I was younger too.
I've talked to someone else, and they remembered seeing it as well.
I say Bigfoot. It was Bigfoot, Nessie, and who else was on there?
And a UFO.
And a UFO.
And that was it.
But I do remember that.
It was just a lot of stories. And I think there's like a couple pictures, not much. But then when I started writing my books, I started making sure there were pictures of everything because I was like that for me. I was very visual and I liked seeing that. And everyone I've gotten the book, they really like the idea because I have it like a size comparison of the monsters to a person, and like so then they get this whole idea of how big this thing was or wasn't. And
I do not have your book yet, but I want to read it.
Right.
I super want to read it. Like,
yeah, so
I love that it's like
fun.
fiction, but based on a real story type of thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I said, like a lot of that, like with the Snowgaster, at least there's so many like short stories about it, but not a whole, like no one's put them all together. So
I think that's it. Hold on.
Did you find it?
No, I found a pop socket.
No, that's
no.
Yeah.
But it is. It's. We will keep researching the book. If anybody can find it, it'll be him.
Oh, that'd be great. If you can find it, I want to get it again just because it's such a good memory in my life. So
so that's kind of what started your journey. And
that. And then just as I moved around and heard different stories, and I'd always go on ghost tours and do those kind of things. And like the only real, I mean, I've had some paranormal stuff, but like the biggest one was actually at Gettysburg. And my friend Chip, who knows, I really am like a real wimp when it comes to ghosts. Like I get wigged out about it because it's something about not being able to see.
You're gonna go walk through the dark woods and
I don't get scared of that. But it's like I think it's not being able to see what's there and it's doing something and that wig thing. So he's like, hey, let's go on a ghost tour of Gettysburg. And I was like, oh, okay. Because in my mind that we're just going to hear stories, and that doesn't bother me. I love hearing ghost stories. I love ghost stories. What he didn't tell me was it wasn't really a ghost tour. It was a ghost investigation. And he had set it up and we go there and
Farnsworth House.
No, it was all around, but we got to and this was really fun, and I have the video somewhere, but the guy gave us these dowsing rods, and I'm just being silly. And I'm like, oh, is anybody here from Ohio? And the things just went woof, like they just crossed. And I'm like, all right. And I like pulled them apart. I'm like, okay, that was weird. I go, okay, how about Dayton, Ohio? And because that's where I grew up, and they went crossed over again real fast. And I'm like, okay, this is like I go,
yeah,
what is going on? And then the guy that was with us, he goes, are you being silly or do you realize where you're at? I go, I have no idea where I'm at. And he goes, come here. And he walked me over, and there's this monument, and I can't remember, but it was the regiment from Ohio, and it listed the towns, Dayton, Cincinnati, Middleton. And he goes, dude, you were right in the middle of where all these guys from Ohio died. And I was like, oh. And he goes, you want to ask any more questions? I go, no, I don't want to ask any more questions.
I don't want to know anything else.
I go, I am sorry I bothered you all. You did a great job here. And I was like, dang it. And he's like, because I was just being, but my friend filmed it all while, like, and we had no idea because it was so dark. We had no idea that there was a monument behind us.
Will we be seeing you this weekend? Are we going to run into Snarly? I don't know if are you part? I don't know if you're.
No, he didn't. I haven't even talked to him.
I'm hurt now. I'm just kidding.
You are welcome to join us. Sunday, we're going to end up in Gettysburg.
That's what I'm saying. We're in Gettysburg Sunday. Cemetery. Why don't you join us?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to see what's going on. I might be able to. Yeah, send me the information.
We're going to actually Saturday. I think we're going to start our day in South Mountain, Pennsylvania, where I had my Bigfoot sightings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're going to start there. Yeah, can I plug the whole weekend?
Yeah, plug it down. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Friday, Nicole and I are going to Hell's Gate. Then Saturday morning, we're going to, and I can't remember the neck of the woods.
Hell's Gate or Seven Gates of Hell?
No, we're going to Hell's Gate.
Okay.
It's actually in Maryland, but it's we're going there, and I think Nicole's going to go live briefly and tell some of the story of that.
Okay.
And Saturday morning, we're going to go up where you had your experience, see if we can find Bigfoot. Then Saturday night, we're doing an overnight investigation at Walnut Hill in Waynesboro. And then Sunday, we're going to Gettysburg, check out some cemeteries, look for Livingston. No.
Livingston.
Yeah, Adam Livingston's grave.
Yeah, Livingston. Yeah.
Okay.
And then December 4th, Nicole actually worked her tail off for this. So December 4th, we're going to be in Loretto, Pennsylvania. We're going to track down some of Father Gallitzin's stuff. And then we're going to do an overnight investigation at the Doss house where Father Gallitzin lived. And
but that's on the 4th, right? Not the 5th.
That's on December. The 5th. I am on my way to Erie for Krampusnacht.
We could come the 5th, but we can't come the 4th.
Well, the 4th is also the full moon, and that was why.
Yes,
I had to be in Erie by Friday night, and because we're doing Krampusnacht Erie event over the weekend. And the 4th, I was going to be driving within 12 miles of Loretto anyway. So
it is. You're going to be up that way.
I'm going up that way. So we decided. Nicole actually did a lot of the footwork for me and got a couple appointments for us to sit down and talk about Father Gallitzin. Talk to Shauna with the Doss house, being that it was the full moon. We set up an overnight in there. And although we won't be doing the entire night because I got to cut out so I can get ready to head to Erie.
Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to stay in the Doss house. No one can sleep there.
Yeah,
no one.
I would be able to.
No, you would not.
Yes, I would.
No one can sleep there.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's all try and sleep there.
Yeah. And like Nicole just said, we are going to be the first team.
No, I won't sleep there.
We're going to be the first team to investigate the barbershop basement.
Nice.
So Shauna's going to let us into the barbershop basement. Nobody's ever investigated it.
No one ever has.
As of the other night, they had the spirit box going, and the spirit box was saying, "Stay out of the barbershop basement."
You need to stay out of the basement altogether. Like I
yeah. I
don't like the basement.
I'm dying to go. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
That'll be interesting.
So we've got a lot of stuff. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff in the next couple weeks.
No, you're not, Nicole.
Sorry. I'll go alone after.
Nicole says she's going alone. We'll see.
Yeah, we can do like 30-minute sessions alone. Everybody.
Yeah.
Nope, I will not.
Come on.
Nope. No,
I will not. I will not do that.
It's a protection thing. You will understand when you go see it. You have not seen it yet. Dave, you have been there. You've seen the Doss house, right?
No, I have not.
Oh, you have not. Nicole's been the only one that's been there. Okay.
Yeah, she's been a couple times. So, but I'll get my first time in there.
Yeah. And, so big paranormal weekend we're gonna have going on. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, it's
Greg,
unreal.
If you are out and about in Gettysburg on Sunday, like reach out to us. We can hang out. So it'll be fun. So we're coming to the end of our show. We actually went a little bit over. I usually end at like 9:30. So we don't have a strict ending time.
Yet.
I know, but we don't have a strict ending time. But I want to give a chance, Gregory. Let's plug some of your stuff. Let's plug where like your podcast. I really like your podcast. Like
the Fedora
they're really short and sweet, and they're like boom, like. Yeah. I'd love, but lots of information. So
they range like when I have a guest, they go a lot longer.
Oh,
and then when I'm just telling the stories and the fact, like they're a little bit short, because in my mind I'm like I don't want to like bore people with us. Like
it's hard when you're just talking to yourself and the camera and the mic.
The thing in my mind is the stories are so cool that I don't want to give like 20 of them. I want to give one because I don't want people to be like, oh, he's going on, So I just pick out one or two and I tell the stories. And then I'm like, that's enough. And it's like 15, 20 minutes. And then, maybe sometimes they're like 10. But it's like, I want to make sure that they'll listen to the whole story. But yeah, that's the Fedora Files. And that's on Spotify. It's also on YouTube. if you look up the Fedora files, you'll find them. Also, if you go, I have a website, it's Fedora.
It's right on the, under your name there.
Fedorasfiles.com. And then that'll take you, and you can actually, from there, you can find all the books, which are also all available on Amazon. But if you go there, there's like, you'll see pictures of the books, will then take you a link to Amazon. I also have like t-shirts on there that I made that just because I was having fun. But, but yeah, so there, and I think there's a link. I have to look. But also, if you go to _Fedora crypto on Instagram, that's my Instagram handle. Make sure I said that right. I always say it wrong. I don't know why. But yeah, it's _Fedora _crypto. And that will take you to my Instagram page, which I have I post stuff all the time on there. A lot of stories. Usually, there's the Fedora's files, and then you can go and the books are there.
Down. There we go.
Yeah.
There's the book.
Yeah, there's the latest book.
Blood and Beak.
Blood and Beak, Legends of the South Mountain Terror, which is all about the Snallygaster. And I actually got interviewed by, it's really funny, I got interviewed by the Frederick magazine, which then also published it in the Hagerstown magazine, because I didn't know it when I did this. But those are the other books. But when I wrote this is the first time someone's taken all of the Snallygaster stories and put them into narrative form and put them all together.
Oh,
so
awesome.
other books have had different stories about the Snallygaster, but no one's put all of them in one book. So this is the first time that's happened. So they interviewed me about it, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So
yeah, everything you're doing is being, he's over there playing with your
I
website.
thought contact, it would show your contact information. But
if somebody sends me a message, I'll get it from there, and it tells me. But so like also the other books, there's Sasquatch and Me, that's my only Bigfoot book I ever done. And that is also a fictional book. And it's, to explain it, I was watching a Jane Goodall documentary, and in my mind, I thought it would be funny if instead of gorillas, she went and lived with Sasquatches. And so it's actually me living with the Sasquatch for 3 years.
Not.
Yeah. So it's what I learned from living with them. And basically, I took all the research people have done about Sasquatch, and it's in there. So all the research is there, and all the things people have said they know about them is in there. But it's from, again, a narrative point of view where I lived with them, and this is what I learned. And so
that's awesome. I actually really love that.
Yeah, and so that one, and that's when I did all the artwork for that one.
I also love, I need to highlight this because I'm an artist, okay?
Yeah.
And my first inspiration for doing art, I am, a child of the 80s, 90s, was Bob Ross. And instead of happy little trees, you have happy little monsters.
And that's
there's
where I got
trees down there. And I think, is there's definitely a correlation.
Yeah, that's where I got that. I was... I loved Bob Ross, and then he because it's always happy little trees, and so then I just made a joke once that behind every happy little tree there's probably a happy little monster, and when I said that, my wife was like, "That's what you should call your book." The other thing she did that is a good thing is, so this is volume 1. I have 4 volumes. I'm actually working on volume 5, 6, and 7. But it's all little folklore monsters from around the world. And so there's volume 1, 2, 3, and they're just different colors. Yeah. So 3 and 4. And then, originally I was going to make it one giant book. And then my wife was like, you do realize with the amount of monsters you have together,
it's probably better to,
Is that it? That might be it.
Oh, wait, what is that?
Nicole found it.
Yeah.
The book.
Scholastic.
Stop sharing.
I can't talk.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think I had that book too, now that I've seen the cover.
Yep, I do remember that. Yep.
Yeah, that was it.
Thanks,
so
Nicole.
It still exists. Thank you. Yeah, I just couldn't remember the title. And so I was just like, I could never find it. But yeah, so all the Happy Little Monsters, it's different volumes. And like I said, I have 3 more in the works that I got to get done. But I got sidetracked and decided to write a whole book about Snallygaster instead. And so I'll get the rest of the Happy Little Monster books out. So
now I remember, like, I listened to your podcast and I kind of went through. I kind of like, I might have like binge listened to them to your podcast, and there was like this one little really short one about a story you were writing, and you were like, if you guys want to, I'll get part 2, but you never gave part 2. What was that story? It was, remember we listened to it on the way back. We actually listened on the way back from the store.
I think you were like slightly voice acting everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do, like, well, no one responded that they wanted to hear part 2. So I just didn't do it.
Never did it.
So I might do it again. Like, cause I have fun doing that. Every now and then you'll see, I'll do one. It's called, like I've done a couple, which were, Chat GPT theater, which is a very similar thing where I would, record, like I would just go, I was just having fun with Chat GPT, and I'd give it a prompt, and I would just say, write me a story about Bigfoot. And then and as soon as it came up, I would just, like, I was doing it live in my podcast, but I was reading it. And then I went back and I added music and sound effects, and I was changing my voice. But when I read it, that was the first time I ever saw it. So I had no idea what. And then you'll see me stop halfway through and say, what does that even mean?
Right.
I go, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah. And then I'll just like, oh, well. And then I just went on with the rest of the story. And so, I did a couple. I do have a couple that I've done. I'm actually working on another story that is going to be like in the works. I have some friends doing the voices, so it won't just be me. But that's another that's going to be kind of like a radio show, but it'll be on my podcast. That it's like, and I have a couple others that, like, I'm constantly have all these stories I've been wanting to do.
Me too. I'm the same way, and I always wanted to kind of get into that and do a podcast like that. Yeah. And I tried a couple times, and I'm like, I guess I need more practice. I just need more. I needed more confidence in talking to myself instead of. I'm good with the guest thing. I'm good at corralling people and bringing people in and talking to them, but I want to do more of that. But I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy your podcast.
Yeah, I'll probably get back to doing the part 2 of that story. I have it all done. I just haven't recorded it, and so but I do have a couple other. Like, I have a couple other guests that are going to be coming. Hopefully, I just have to set the day because it's like getting guests.
Snarly's been doing podcasts a lot now. I'm sure he would be a guest.
I know. I need to get him on.
This is the
like what I think I'll do.
4th podcast.
Yeah, I want to have him on after he goes to the DOS house and find out what happened in the basement.
That would be good. Yeah.
So you have to survive that. So you can come on.
I have been in the basement.
Not in the barbershop basement.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So definitely. So you need to survive that. So
would they open up that wall on the other side of the stairs back there?
What's that?
How do you get there? Because they open up that wall on the other side of the stairs.
I don't know. I haven't found out yet. But we will see when we get up there on the 4th.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Oh, it's okay. So Nicole, you go around. Yes, I know what you're talking about, and you go around. Yes, I have never been in there. I never wanted to go in. So yes, I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, the dog you see,
I'm excited.
Is actually came from the owners of the DOS house. The dog that was here earlier. They have bullies.
She's snoring.
She is snoring. Snarly, oh my God, we went to the shop. Saturday? Was that Saturday we were there?
Yeah, it's Saturday.
And she runs in and she,
and I wasn't there.
And she runs back. She runs in the room, runs in the bathroom. She's looking at you. She looks up at me like, so she needs to see you really bad.
I'll be right back.
Tell her I'll be up there the 13th.
Oh, I woke her up.
Oh yeah, that's when you'll see her, the 13th.
Yeah, I woke her up. I was gonna record
what Stacy's talking about is our store. and she used to bring in Raven to see me at the store when I would go up to Cryptid Collective up in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Stacy would bring Raven in to see me, and she would run into the store and run up to me and greet me. But Stacy has been going into the store when I'm not there, so Raven can't find me, and she
I
gets mad.
know, because now I'm one of the part owners, like one of the co-owners, and now I go and just work the store instead of just going up to see Snarly. So now I go by myself, and well, Jason comes with me. But yeah, so Raven gets very sad not to see Snarly.
Oh,
Yeah,
she does.
I understand.
Yeah.
She
got a new harness tonight. Wait till you see it. It's an actual bully harness, so that'll be cool. But yeah, so the store, Snarly, plug the store, plug that, and then I'll have. And then we're gonna
Collective
find out.
Up in Susquehanna Valley Mall in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. My friend Gwen from Got Knockers, Gwen Purcell, put this all together. What was it, February, when she started trying to find us partners, put us together. We've got a collective of owners. There's 5 of us back in the store now. There's Stacy and Pebbles and Gwen, Kayla, and myself. We're all cryptid themed. With a little crossover, the paranormal, the horror, the metaphysical, and all that, but it's mostly cryptid themed stuff in the store.
It is. It's a wonderful little shop. You guys, you guys, I guess now I can say we grand opened in May, and I was actually there for the grand opening. I've been trying to get in the store for a while. There was some blockages there, but we've cleared those blockages. So
she's in. We're all. It's my little happy place. So.
It is. It's a very happy place. So come out to the Susquehanna Valley Mall. There is a Krampus event.
December 13th to 14th. We're gonna have a Krampus
still
celebration.
Looking for vendors, right?
Yes, we're still looking for vendors. This has been kind of a quick put together, and that's a long story to begin with. But what we're going to do is have pictures with Krampus there. So the pictures are free to the crowd that wants to come in, get their pictures with Krampus, come in, sit with Krampus, get your picture taken, and the picture will be available later on in the week. Pick up from the Cryptid Collective site, my website, my social media.
That's fun.
So it'll be fun. Hopefully, we might see you there, but you can come up and check us out. But everybody, go check us out. Come to the Susquehanna Valley Mall. She's, I'm sorry, the dog's distracting me. My brain is not working right now. Jason.
What?
What am I thinking? There was something I wanted to say, and that's why my brain's not working. Oh, Jason's over here looking at like reviews for the Cryptid Collective.
Cryptid Collective, yeah.
And it kind of got us sidetracked. So turn that screen off. All right, Gregory, thank you for coming on tonight. I appreciate you being on and being like kind of very flexible for last week of being sick and stuff like that.
So thank you for having me. It's fun. I'll come on anytime you want.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoy all of our talks. I know we're going to talk more because, obviously you're a big part of what we're doing. And
yes.
We're going to get more information from you at that point. And Snarly, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Look at this.
To see you, Snarly.
You're getting used to this.
Yeah, you too.
You're getting into the
I'm getting more and more comfortable. I still
is.
blame Nicole. It's Nicole's fault.
Yes.
So
I guess I'll meet you Saturday too. Nicole, you met him already.
There's a whole chat going on separate outside of our show.
Oh, okay. So it's a back and forth. So thank you guys for coming on. And if you want to leave anything in the chat, like your links, I mean, obviously Fedora's, make sure you put the S on files. It took me a long time to figure that out. And a lot of searching on the internet. I'm like, oh, that's how it is.
The S on Fedora.
It's Fedora.
Oh, here's the thing.
Fedora is file.
So
yes,
we were driving a long distance, Stacey and I, and then she put your podcast on, and she was like, "This is the Fedora files." So all I can think about was like a fedora, like at the hat.
The hat, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, Fedora, like I don't know. It was weird.
Well, if
But
you look at
there's
the
no
website,
S on Fedora, so
Yeah.
Fedora
Yeah.
S files.
yes. So,
Nice.
thank you all for watching tonight. Thank you all who've been here. If you need to reach out to any of these fellows, you can't find their links, message me. I can give you any of their information if you can't find them. And remember, you guys are here, or I am here because you guys are here. If it wasn't for you sharing, bringing the comments, coming into the comments, interacting with us, I wouldn't be here. So thank you very much. And I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Remember to fill your cup first. If you can't pour from an empty cup.
Good advice.